And we are live here on the Independent Broadcast Network. It is LHL on DGL on IBN time again as the Legends Hockey League are about to clash with 6 big teams and 3 big games. I'm Winners with the One. I'm here with Aila, and we're here to bring you all of the action. We may even get bonus action, you know, who knows. We've had that happen before. But you never know what's going to happen, and that's why it's fun to tune in live and see it. So for all the millions of people around the world who are watching right now, we want to thank you, and we look forward to this one tonight. As Chicago will be taking on LA, Vegas versus Calgary, and Carolina. It's fun to tune in live and see versus New York. Oh, there's me. Hello, okay. As time ticks down here, as we wait on everybody to get ready. This is week 4. Didn't get to change that on there, so it says week 3. So, test title, please ignore. But the games we've been seeing here on Thursday nights are pretty good. We've seen some incredible displays of the game that is Hockey Question Mark. It is made by Cryptic C. HockeyQuestionMark.com is the site. And the community has built a lot of stuff for this game, a lot, and they've been doing a great job. So there are even newer versions at the subreddit r/Hockey Question Mark. Got to give them a shout. It's pretty much the hub of information for this game. Yeah, there's some, I don't know if there's some sort of static on the line here. I hope you can hear me. Maybe time to switch mics again. I don't know. I was not doing that before, but how many times have we done this cast and said, well, I wasn't doing that before. But we've done this before, and we're doing it again as the teams get ready. As everybody starts to join. Both these teams got some great players, some goal scorers, and some good backstopping. And whether it's the game of Hockey Question Mark or just hockey in general, those are the things that will win you games. And the trick is, in even a shortened LHL season such as this, I believe it's they were telling us last week it's fewer games this season than is normal. Just try to get one in quick. But it's still a pretty intensive schedule. With 3 games a week these teams are playing. And so, yeah, it's a pretty grueling road to the top in North American Hockey Question Mark. And that's not to mention even the people around the world. It's very popular. Especially shout outs to all our homies in Eastern Europe and Russia, England, Scotland. We've got people that play from everywhere, and some of them will be playing in this league, or they have over the years. As, yeah, the admins get BGPs in, so we can make sure we get the timeouts right and all that. Yeah, I didn't know whether to say anything last week or not, but that's all good. They settled it. So, for the Kangs, it is going to be Lucic, Taser, Nuggy, Egg McMuffin, and Juice. And, oh God, they're talking about pausing already. Galchenyuk, Goose, Drag, Lobster in the Bush, and BGP will be taking the ice in blue for Chicago. And we are about to get underway. Oh, and there it goes. Okay, great. Who knows, dudes? Who knows? But the puck is dropped, and initial crack at the net will float wide as Lucic will try to work this along the boards. BG there to pick it up, though, and this will be dumped back out. A quick pass across, breaking in between, a hesitation, a shot, a score, Lobster in a bush. Just a beautiful move. He looked like he was going to go in on that double team, but then he pulls back and makes it look easy. Here's a long shot coming in, and Nuggy Hopke will turn it away. But here's another one, and he'll get a piece of that as well. So just big stuff, individual effort from Lobster to Bush. And now a long shot coming in, big stop there as Goose will give this extra nudge to make sure that it goes over the crossbar. And we're just a minute into the first period, so there's a lot going on already in this game. Both teams getting good position. Passes on tape. Here is Drag. He'll try to float one to the middle. And LA, with a bunch of people in the way, will get it back. Lucic, he's got juice on the wing, juice on the loose, but this one will go past. Big challenge coming out there from Goose. And this will get pushed back in the other direction. They've got some momentum here. Crossing the blue line, looks for it, taps it back, looking for the drop pass. And just kind of sends it across. So yeah, this is mid-season form at what I assume is pretty close to mid-season, as it turned out. But another chance here, and that's been a story all last season, this season, and just any kind of season, but especially lately, is defense. And they're staying strong here with a big stop in front. Nuggy. And now BGP will backhand one through. And just wide. As the puck clears away. A lively first period in our first game of the night here, as both teams getting good opportunities. And still a lot of hockey left to play. A little physical style to get that puck back. As they line up on the blue line. And stolen. This could be a chance. Drag takes it back up high. Sends it stopped there. I believe that was Egg McMuffin. Turning, burning. Shot, save again. As now they'll try to just launch one. And Goose will push that into the corner. 147 now. And surprisingly, still 1-0. The tip there. And again, defense coming up strong. You can just hang on to the middle of that zone, the middle of your defensive zone. And both teams being very effective at that, or else this would be a lot more high-scoring game, perhaps, than it is right now. Very tense, though, as we near the 1-minute mark. BG will look for Lobster, and this will get away along the boards. Nuggy coming out to play. Lucic, BG holds it in and swatted loose for Galchenyuk to take it on. Again, looking for Lobster and Bush. Oh, the move, but what a big defensive stop. We were just talking about it. And again, solid D from this Kings unit. "33 seconds now. And yes, it's been a very back and forth affair. As, yeah, this is a first-person hockey game. We're fond of pointing that out because it is the greatest first-person hockey simulator out there. And it is not as easy as these guys make it look. So you're seeing the creme de la creme here. As we go into the second period. I don't know. As a coach, you're not really sure what to say to a team in this kind of situation. Strategy?
If they can't see the light, you have to show them some heat.
Indeed, Aila. As, yeah, somebody's going to step it up here in the second period. I just have a feeling. Some of these types of games that we've seen over the past few seasons, they have a way of doing that. And that's why we're one of the #1 most watched streams on Twitch right now. Thank you to our millions of viewers for witnessing the action live. You won't have to see it later on the VODs on YouTube. You're witnessing history as it happens here on the ice here in week 4 of the Legends Hockey League season 14. With this puck cleared around, it will be Lucic, or Lucic, for the pedantic. Sometimes your Texas just bleeds through the pronunciations. So, as the kids say, my bad. But here is a chance as this one pops in the middle, waits for it, and again, there he was. Taser's back there, Egg McMuffin. And this one will be drawn from the other side now, looking for drag. Lobster in the bush converging on it as well, as this drifts to the neutral zone. And again, it will be the Kings who just clear it out. Galchenyuk quickly pushing it back in. And a chance here, bouncing and cleared away. Just stuffing up the middle. So yeah, we'll see how Chicago reacts and tries to find a way to crack this defense open a little more. They're holding on to a 1-0 lead though still. So they have been no slouches on their side of the ice. As yeah, we've seen a lot of close games lately. A long shot here will be chopped down before it gets in. And VG working with it. Loose puck drag holds it in. And Lobster Bush trying to creep up on this, but it will go back. And Galchenyuk will follow it around. And we're about halfway through regulation time of this one. Each period being 5 minutes. Followed by overtime if necessary. And again, the Kings quick to the middle to reach this puck. And so Chicago begins again from their own end. They will work the boards, and breaking this loose, it's Galchenyuk going for it. But again, Egg McMuffin, we've called his name a lot tonight. It is right there to sweep this away. But here they come, and you see tight man defense being played. And if there's anything this league is about, it's tight man defense. You know what I'm saying? But good stuff so far. And yeah, something's got to give. As we go under a minute in the second period. I did say that a lot might happen in this second period, and we weren't wrong, a lot did, but it's mostly on the defensive side for both these teams. They're just battling to a standstill so far. With that one goal from Lobster in the Bush being the difference in the second. As the feed from drag, he's been looking for him. And Lobster in the Bush converts again. And yeah, I guess that's the caster curse, I don't know. But what a play.
Yes, very well played.
So, in a very tight game, that really complicates things a bit. And they're going to try to complicate it here like Avril Lavigne, but that will bounce off the post. The rebound attempt. And here come the Kings. So they put the pressure on, but time runs out in the second. We will go to the third. And yeah, the Kings are getting their chances if they can really turn it up a little bit in this third period like they were doing at the end of the second there. But they're going to have to do something about Lobster in a bush. And he's getting some good feeds from his team as well. And they will begin again on the attack. Shot well wide. But it is Lobster in a bush. Sending it to the middle. And Taser will get to this. And they go on the counterattack here. Lucic open on the other side. And they'll try to get to him. And he'll get this shot off. And it looked like that rattled off the framework. So he was aiming for the corner. But now we'll head back in the other direction. As Galchenyuk up at the blue line will fire this one in. But a chance again for the Kings. Oh, beautifully laid in front. And Juice. It's almost, just almost. But a good setup. And they still have the puck in danger area. As this one travels across the crease and out. And now it will be cleared in the other direction. But yeah, and quickly turned around. What a save! As Nuggy. Big, big, big. Hey, lets them know in the chat. Little chest beating. Yeah, go on with it. That's a good one. Oh, we promised good goaltending tonight, and that's an easy promise to make. So we know these guys are going to deliver. And I always say, you know, that was what I played when I was a hockey player myself. And the job in this game is even more difficult because really all you have is the blade of your stick. Now in the upcoming version, they're doing full body saves, and there's Dick Van Dyke's mod. Oh, shot chance there. So yeah, goalie body collision is coming one way or the other, so that's going to help these guys out a lot. 'Cause, you know, as the goaltending has gotten better, so has the just overall shooting, because they can do it from way back here like that and go for a good bounce. But Goose, of course, the veteran, he has seen that many, many times, so he is there to take that away. And now they will start pushing it in again. Here at the face-off circle. Kept up with well. And the Kings will get a chance here. Time running out. Oh, the back check. And this will be held back in. Nick McMuffin's going to have to go back for it. No, Nuggy will take it. Looking for Juice as they try to get this one across. And settling along the boards, bouncing against another. 1:35 left in this. So if LA's going to strike, they're going to have to do it quickly. Chicago is just played extremely well. Got some good shots off. Had some good saves, but Taser will follow it up in the other direction. Lucic with the initial shot. Taser finishing the job, and this thing has just turned around quickly with 1 minute and 9 seconds left to play. Could it be Kings time? Could it be? Now under a minute, Galchenyuk looking for it. Broken up. And Lobster in a bush over there. A bit of a squabble with several players. 45 seconds now. They're just trying to take time off the clock, and they'll do it here. Drag's got room. He will pull in and fire. What a save! As Nuggy there. 31 seconds. And BG taking some time with the puck. And the backhander from Drag! And that should be a clincher. 21 seconds left. So he just looked behind him, saw an empty net, and reached back and tapped one through. To kind of kill the momentum for this LA Kings team that was brought back to life like evanescence. But put it in stone, it will be Chicago taking the W here on this first game tonight on IBN. Stay with us. Calgary, Vegas, they are next. And as we get ready for this next contest, this esports battle of champions, each and every one. We do encourage you to follow the channel here. It'll notify you if you want every week when we go live. And we're going to be going live a lot more, doing some different stuff. And just got the internet upgraded here, so we'll be able to do a little bit higher quality video, which we will be doing on these casts as well. You guys are able to get the transcodes, right? I hope you're seeing those, and we're able to at least do that. And we're going to try to get it up to, we'll probably go all the way to 720p in consideration for our European viewers. You know, full 1080p is. Don't talk shit about my waifu, dude. She draws some interesting fans, if nothing else, but oh, the chat. But yeah, you've got several encodings already there on down to mobile, which makes it all like, that's the motion blur and shit that you get in the AAA. If EA Sports made this game, it'd be like watching it in mobile here. But big news from Cryptic C. He's working on several titles, of course, and Golf for Work Groups is out on Steam. If you ever played Golf ? It's that, but a little more new and improved, and published by our friends at Devolver Digital. So check it out on Steam. And I remember back in the old days, in the playoffs, when teams would drop out of the playoffs here in the LHL and some of the other leagues, then they'd go play a round of Golf ? aka Golf for Work Groups. much like the pros do. And so who knows? Maybe we'll bring that back. We're definitely going to be doing some tournaments for it here on IBN, so we hope that you will join us for those, or just join those tournaments. It's a fun game. It's one of my favorite golf games of all time. I'd put it right up there with PGA Golf Tour 3 for the Genesis and Neo Turf Masters. So that's high praise indeed for a golf game. So as we await what happens here, there is time left on the warm-up. I think the rules did change, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I think you have to bring 5. And it looks like, do they have 5? Calgary does, for sure. They are Dwayne, of course, Goal Machine. We've heard from him already. Omaha, Tony Flo, and KS Auto. That is a big team right there. And we have for Vegas so far, it's Quoof, Dial, Tannock V. Who else? PK Paching, of course we cannot forget PK Paching. Like ever. And who could forget PK Paching? So it looks like we have a forfeit. Well, what do you know? So that rule going into effect, as they've had some attendance issues. Like I said, it's a tough league from an esports perspective. You know, you're playing 3 nights a week, and that's in addition to just pubbing for fun, esport practice and stuff. These guys spend a lot of time playing this game, and this is the 14th season. You know, it's a grueling schedule, and you know, people have lives and stuff. I mean, we get that, sort of, you know, but real life interferes from time to time. So we've had players, you know, that are really busy in school or work or whatever, drop out for a season or 2, come back. And so there were some attendance issues starting to come through. And so, yeah, they made the rule that if you can't bring 5, if you can't at least field 5 guys for a game, and really a lot of these teams bring more than 5 and have them waiting in TeamSpeak just in case. But in this case, it was not to be. So the Vegas Golden Knights will take the L. In a way, I'm sure they did not want to take it. So we'll see what happens. Right, just have a long time of talking to you about various things, because the next game is not scheduled for technically another 10 minutes or so. Yes. So we might have some downtime here unless the teams decide to get in early and play this one out. But yeah, scheduling is tough, and that's something that plagues any kind of league of any kind. I mean, I've done a lot of this stuff, y'all. I mean, very many esport things for more years than I often care to admit, and it's not to give the impression that the league isn't flourishing, because it's doing fantastically. I mean, the attendance just overall and the participation levels have increased. Well, they've increased enough where there are 3 leagues now, the RSL and the JSL, which are both stepping stones to the LHL, but also very strong leagues in their own right. And so a lot of great talent has now gone through all 3 of those leagues. So it's been fun to watch the growth of the North American scene. So all in all, I mean, this is an older game. This is from a few years back, and only the Russians played it for a long time, and they got very, very good at it. And when we first started casting Friday Night Hockey here on the Independent Broadcast Network, I mean, we were just doing pickup games on Friday nights and bringing people in. Hey, if you want to play, we'll cast you and it'll be fun. people did, and eventually the HQML League was formed from that, and then we got into the very serious things with the LHL, which is a full-fledged league with drafts, trades. There's already been a few pretty big trades just this season, a month in, 4 weeks in. And it's the whole system of it is pretty cool the way it plays out. And that's one thing that I think has really kept the league interesting for a lot of people. But yeah, Dr. Germ's here and then not here, so we'll just ask. I hate that the chat does that. It doesn't really matter. But seeing if BG is here and adminning. Of course, not much to admin at the moment, as we have a little less action than we promised you this evening, although that was a very action-packed moment. They may have to go back and review what was said for, I don't know, statistical purposes or whatever. A league ruling. But yeah, not having 5 is grounds now. But yeah, we've been a part of the game for a long time here, and Cryptic C is a pretty cool guy, and we love the games he makes. I mean, here at the Independent Broadcast Network, these physics-based, they have a very unique style all their own, and hockey, which was kind of meant to be just a fun little diversion, as these players have taken it to a whole new level. And yeah, with as strong as these leagues have been in North America, it is, I really feel like it's put North America on par with anybody in the world, which, I mean, real talk, when we first started casting this game, that was not the case at all. It would have, people were like, maybe one day we can, before we can beat the Russians, we have to be competitive with the Russians, was the thinking in the U.S. and Canada. And yeah, there's been a lot of cross-play, and it's right up there. That's why I think it's about time for another World Cup. I'd like to see how some of these guys measure up, because some of those Russian dudes have been playing for a long time are still playing. And, there's some talent over there that some people know about over here and some don't. Hopefully we'll do some more games over there. We always mention that we were the first casting crew from America that they allowed behind the Iron Curtain, to do games in Russia. They had never had a English cast before, or American guy coming over. They kind of keep to themselves. I mean, it's a very insular community in ways, but so it's hard to find out information a lot, unless you read VK, Russian Facebook. But it is things have opened up quite a bit, and yeah, like we see some cross pollination as we see some of these guys who we watched in the World Cup from many different countries and regions, and just played so well. And then some of them, they may not get to play very often here or whatever, but they'll sign up for a roster and they'll play in at least a few games in a season. And I mean, if you can get a guy from halfway around the world to show up when you need 5, for example, yeah, sure, it's like 3 a.m. here, but sure, so what? Yeah, let's do it. Who cares? Yeah, we'll have fun. But still waiting on our third game, which, with the information we have right now, we cannot say for sure whether it will happen or not, but I'm assuming that it will, as we Get a more scenic view of the ice there. So check on that. Yes, that game is scheduled for 5 minutes from now. And so you'll see the players occasionally coming in, seeing nobody's here, and leaving again. But yeah, we've got lots of original programming coming up on the Independent Broadcast Network, as we'll be doing some retro stuff, doing some talk show stuff, and just all sorts of random gaming things. Especially with the upgrade of the internet here, that was a huge deal. So, and with the new computer that I got, thanks to the community and everybody that helped me set this thing up, because it was it's not fun not having a computer when you're accustomed to kind of doing so much of your life on it. But yeah, it's good to be back casting, and been happy to be back for this season 14. But yeah, we're going to be doing all sorts of different things on the channel as well. So definitely follow us on the Twitter, IBN Casting on the Twitter. Just a little. We're going to spiff up the casts a little bit too. Which we do have the cool screen crawl, man. It's just like CNN, dude. As you can check out all the social media stuff there. And our friends at the DGL are on hiatus right now, as they are waiting for Insurgency 2 to make their big comeback. I know, but that's what they said. That's possible to change at any moment, so who knows. But in the meantime, we're still keeping things going for them, just here on this channel. And the VODs for this, which you'll have to scroll through a lot of this VOD to get to some actual game footage. They will be up on the YouTube, IBN Casting on YouTube. You just type it into the search bar, it will take you right there. And we will take you right there to the action when it recommences. So yeah, after a very exciting first game tonight, whereas Chicago, a good game with the Kings. And we're really looking forward to seeing what Vegas and Calgary were going to do. You talk about some of the legends of the game there on those teams. But we'll have to wait till next week, which we do this every week at the same time. And we should be getting underway shortly. So stay with us, fam. Oh, what a night. It's always something, right? And so it looks like we're about to get underway as Carolina is taking the ice now. They are set to face New York in our second and final game of the evening after a shocking forfeit as Vegas not able to put up 4. And we'll see how this one goes. As we await the arrival of New York, we'll give you a look at the lineup for Carolina. They will apparently be in red as it is icy. Self-plug, Nargile in the net. I'm not Stamkos, and Gabe. If we could scrim. Okay. Well.
Yes, indeed.
Perhaps, yes. As we'll wait and see what happens here. Sometimes I miss so much in checks. I'm trying to give you all the action. I know it's been action-packed here, at this point, but yeah, sometimes I miss some of the back and forth. Yeah, last week pretty crazy. There was a call for a timeout that went unheeded. And yeah, I think they're taking steps to make sure that doesn't happen in the future. So shout out to the guys that administrate this league and do a lot of work behind the scenes. They keep stats. There's just there's a lot that goes into it. And so shout out to everybody who keeps the Legends Hockey League running. It's well-oiled machine. I mean, people complain. They're always gonna. You could do the best job in the world, they're gonna complain about it. But overall, you couldn't ask for better. They're not even getting paid. So it looks like wow, that might be, folks, that might be the only game of the night. After all of this. But at least the game that we saw was a fantastic one. And shout out to those guys for not only bringing 5, but bringing a lot of mucha fuerza to the ice tonight. It's a very passionate game. So it looks like Carolina will take an easy win. They got their do they have their 5 self-plug? We await the arrival. Now, technically, you're supposed to have the time for the warm-up, which the game started at 7:10. By my clock here, it's 7:14, and New York is in the building. They will have Meat Sale in the net. Shout out to Meat Sale, as always, as he will be joined in blue by Dr. Germs, Marchie, Jabu, and Dick McButts. Are these right? Are these the right teams? They've got several. They've got more than 5. And so, yeah, it will be Doodle Bob taking that 5th spot as we kick the tires, light the fires, and what do you know? We do have a game on our hands after all. Yay. Happy May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Easy nerd jokes like you're not tuned into the Big Bang Theory. You're not turning into, but you're hopefully tuned into the LHL and DGL and IBN as we bring you our final game of the night. And this should be a good one with these lineups. Like we say, there's 6 teams in the LHL, and there's a lot of talent. And a lot can happen. Oh, and a chance there. Almost happening. You just can get everything on it. And it will be Jabu. As Jabba takes it in. And a very similar play here. But just Just about a foot or two off. Shot coming through. And this will go wide to the left. Chipped back through into the slot. Nobody home for that. And the battle here won by New York. They've been hounding the zone of Carolina for most of this first period so far, which we are very early on. But now here comes Carolina. As they will move it around, met at the point, Gabe will push this across. Marchie, they're on the scene first. Flips this across. Doodle Bob, Dick McButts. They'll just go ahead and dump this in. And back and forth here at center ice. As the neutral zone flooded with players. And these are high stakes battles here of who's going to come away with this and come away with good control of the puck. And right now, speaking of control of the puck, one of the best right there, Dick McButts. And now Jabba, no slouch himself. Dick McButts will chop this high. And Icy will pop it back away from the net. They're trying to get to I'm Not Stamkos up front. And instead, Nargila will play this from behind the net. He's made some great saves here on Thursday nights so far in this season, as of course has Meetsell. So this is another one of those where it's going to be fun just to watch the battle of the netminders. As time ticks down to 2 minutes in the first period, still no score, but nevertheless a very eventful game. And the puck disappearing, bouncing in a couple of large arcs and just flipped back. Chance in front as that landed fortuitously. But now in the other direction, here is that Jabba? Is it Dick McButts? Is it Marchie? No. But they do hold it in and take it down to a minute and a half. So they've bringing numbers is New York, and good numbers at that. So now Icy for Carolina as this pass is blocked. Here's I'm Not Stamkos. We'll let this team move into position a bit here as he pushes this around the boards. The dish to self-plug. And Icy on the breakout left wing. Here's Gabe. And Gabe, a threat to score at pretty much any place on the ice. He's definitely one of the key players that you want to be looking for if you're playing defense for New York. Here's I'm Not Stamkos, another such player. Self-plug. He's there too. And a chance in front for Gabe. Self-plug trying to hold it in here, had to completely reverse his momentum in order to just get a piece of that. And now a chance, which will be pushed back by Nargila. And they're calling for a timeout here, and they will get it. The timeout has been called, and the timeout has been granted. As Dial on the scene to get Gabe a little extra time, possibly a pep talk for his team. Strategy?
Sometimes you have to just let the game come to you.
Yeah, and both these teams are very capable of that. They've got some very strategic-minded players that are very good at just finding those seams in the ice where they can just launch one and put it where they want it. tough for even goalies such as Nargila and Meatsail to get a handle on. We've seen games where these guys have just played great, just been lights out, make ridiculous saves. But yeah, so the scoring is an art form in any form of hockey, and it really is here in Hockey ? And so yeah, anytime you can battle to a 0-0 draw in the first period, you're feeling good about that. And that also means that the tension mounts. Is who is going to break that 0-0? I mean, somebody has to, under the current rules that the LHL follows. But a chance here, and Dick McButts will be that man. As Job on the assist, that was just Dick McButts. On the tough angle play, now a long shot coming and swatted down by Meatsail. As, yeah, sometimes those dip in the most inopportune spots, and Meatsail very alertly knocking that away out of danger. He's going to be called upon to, if the whole game is played as closely as it has been so far, then Carolina will start putting the pressure on at some point, and it might be time for vintage Meatsail and vintage Nargila as well, as he watches his team. They're just they're hanging around the blue line. Very close man-to-man play. Jabba now will take the puck and get it in. Oh, and the bounce just not there. There to reject the wraparound attempt. And the bounce, the chance here will go wide. So yeah, good stuff from Nargila, good stuff from Meatsail. Unsurprising for longtime fans of the game. Yes, thank you for following and subscribing. If you're one of our longtime viewers from back when we only had like 500,000, well then, I mean, you know what's up with these guys. It's always fun to watch from up here in the booth, and this one will take a weird bounce, looking for another similar backhand there, but does not find its mark. And now the quick dish out to Gabe. Shot, save, Meatsail. As they will try to clear it out of their zone here in New York, Marchie will take it in the neutral zone. And the spin move there from Doodle Bob. A little extra razzle dazzle for the fans. As the pass across. The self plug was there. He is being played closely, but still finding some room. Under 2 minutes now, and yeah, 1 goal lead in a 1-goal game for New York. Dick McButts will put this back as they set up here again. And this puck will be bounced back out. 1.5 minutes left in the second period, and again, they are watching Dick McButts very closely, even on his own side of the rink. The shot here. And the stop. And Carolina showing some offensive pressure here in this last segment of the second period. But it will go back the other way. Look at the moves and a triple team convergence. We'll slow it down. I'm not Stamkos now. This will go all the way back to Meatsail. As we start to wind down this second period. And yeah, we're seeing some lag here too. Shot here is saved by Nargila. Chance in front of him. Get to it, and the defense is there. I see in self-plug. Working together on defense there. Carolina with a chance. And this quickly moves in the other direction. Nargila has to come out and play that in the midst of chaos. And that will do it for our second period. New York 1, Carolina 0, as we go into what could arguably be the most important period of the game. But yeah, thanks for hanging in with us tonight, fam. It's we didn't expect to have a hole in the middle of the programming, but you know, in the business, there's guys that call me the king of stall, you know, and the shot here will be saved by me. So, but yeah, when they just need somebody to sit there and ramble in front of the mic because you know they don't want to use Monster Cat music or something, you know. They just send me up there to talk about the sponsors and how great their Elite Neon Gaming Mouse is. That makes you a better player. It's just like Forrest Gump with that ping pong paddle. But, you know, good times. Always have fun doing it. And this one, volunteer work here as well, at least for now. When hockey becomes the biggest esport in the world, as it, you know, eventually must do, then, you know, we'll be sitting in high cotton, as they say. But in the meantime, we're getting treated to some great action at a tremendous level of play. Just can't say it enough. Long shot meets cell save. Still in danger. Shot, and he'll get a little piece of that. And enough to redirect it into the corner to be retrieved by McButts, who is seemingly everywhere on the ice at once. One of the veteran legends of the game. We've seen night after night. Highlight reel footage. You know, you can go back in the archives of all this stuff, and they are voluminous. We've covered quite a bit of hockey. And within those historical documents, hours of footage, you can see quite a few great plays by guys like Dick McButts and guys like Gabe. As Carolina is going to move it in. This is self-plug with the puck. A nice move to get around. Chance here. He's open. He shoots. He scores. Self-plug has tied this game up with 120 ping and 2:44 left in the third period. And again, some late game heroics. But again, Jabu from downtown puts a biscuit in the basket. And Marchie will be credited for the assist, but that was just Jabba taking a poke at it from another area code and or zip code. There's an open net chance. Shot, score, game. Ties it back up. My goodness.
Yes, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. And I'm not Stamkos getting in on that. And we're tied at 2. Fantastic game. Just got crazier, and Dick McButts, top shelf where Mama keeps the cookies. His second of the game. And Kwisatz Haderach. The spice must flow. It is 3-2. And the New York Rangers are going to take it in again. Chance and save by Nargila. As that came in close. And a big play by Nargila. He'll keep his team in it with 1:45 left, down by a goal. But all of a sudden, the floodgates are opened up, and both these teams are finding their mark. And they're doing it by just doing a lot of that, taking long shots, getting a guy in front, not where you're doing goalie interference, but just enough to where you're there to catch whatever might be coming through. And it's really been paying off for both these teams. Meetsel with the save, preserving the lead as we near the 1 minute mark of regulation time. Here's a big shot. A chance in front. Just a little bit off the tape of the stick. And so now here is Carolina on the move. The shot. What a rejection. Meetsel. Is that the save of the game? It could possibly be, as a leaping stop. And Aila up to the task on the other side as they are coming quickly here in the third period from both these teams. 37 seconds left. Carolina is coming back in. Here's a shot and another save by Meetsel. As in position there, anchoring that side of the net, he does. I don't know if he got a piece of that. We'll give him credit for it, but he has made big stops when he's needed to. As has Aila, still giving his team a chance here. 16 seconds, and the puck will go over to Icy as he tries to get this in, and New York just forming a wall in front. They will knock this one down with a high stick, and a big game comes to a big finish as New York will sweat out a victory here in our final game tonight over Carolina. Wow.
Yes, indeed.
And these guys were dealing with some latency issues. You've probably seen them in the cast. That's not on our end. That's what the server looks like at the moment. So that was it makes for, it's the equivalent of choppy ice, but it definitely, when you're a team that relies on quick turnaround play and good passing and things like that, those are just the sort of things, your counter-attacking type of things that will really throw you off your stride. And so I know a team like Carolina, it's frustrating for them, but a big win for New York as an exciting third period. We had kind of a lull in the middle of the cast, sure, but that third period right there, and the third period indeed of the first game that we saw, was definitely worth checking out. And we thank you for checking it out tonight. We'll be back next Thursday, but we'll be back with now that the cast have wound down and kind of regaining our ability to talk here again. We're going to be back next Thursday with the LHL on DGL on IBN, as we will bring you scheduled for 6 big teams, 3 big games. We didn't deliver on that one, but it's tough when you have to lose by forfeits. So our hearts go out to those guys. Maybe they'll make a change in the lineup, or do some trades or something like that. Pull somebody up from the reserves. They've even got reserves now. What a fantastic league. It's the way it's set up. And yeah, I don't have to keep stalling any longer, because that's it. That's all we've got. But we hope that you will join us next time. And yeah, follow the channel. Follow IBN Casting on Twitter. Check out the YouTube. This game will be up later, preserved for posterity, as are all the games here. And we had a good time. Game or no game, we enjoy casting these every week, and we appreciate the league very much. Appreciate you for watching, and we appreciate all the listeners and fans around the world and the well wishes that we get. So thank you. Keep those cards and letters coming in, and we'll see you next time. I'm Winners with the One. I've been here with Aila, and we have witnessed history once again. Witness it again with us next week. We'll see you next time. Good night.
Later.